Hello there, guys. This is the Prussian Prince, and I'm here with Zerip. Hello.
Hello, hello.
So this is the Aggony 1v1 Championship 2012 Follow the Samurai Edition Avatar Conquest 1v1 type format. Of course, in this tournament you can only bring max 2 missile cav units and max 2 marines and max 5 of the same unit type. Those are the rules. Of course, we also have attacker defender rules, yada yada, those kind of
Yada
rules. So
yada.
the standard. So right now, we have an important match of the round of 16. The VCW's Caesar against CW's Alesar. So a team kill pretty much. Probably we'll
Uh,
see some mind games.
Probably, and as we can, let me take a look at brackets. Caesar already get rid of a Sokol, who is his teammate as well. He is from CW. So in this part of a brackets, it's sort of a CW party
Yes.
going on. Three of them on the same place. But well, there is too many of them on this tournament overall. Nothing to do with it.
Yeah, well, they're pretty strong players. So.
And no matter how game goes, see, we will have at least 2 men in the quarterfinals, and probably they may get even 3 if Sony wins against Epic. So in terms of clan performance on this tournament, CW already beat any other clan. Yep, they did.
Yeah. Surprisingly, we have only one Agony player left for taking the tournament.
That happens. That happens.
No Sprint, no me, no Twitchy, no B4.
And I got eliminated as well. Oh, and I have a special sound effect for you guys. I don't know if you had it or not. But yeah, actually I'm going to cast this drinking beer with my cat. Yeah, and he is already smiling because he doesn't like beer, but he likes chips. For some reason. Very strange cat.
And hopefully we get this game rolling soon.
Yeah, and while we wait, take a look at avatar picture of Caesar and his avatar name. Nice role playing going on here.
Alesar is just Alesar.
Yep.
But
Caesar got Clint Eastwood under his control. So it's like a Roman Kaiser, Caesar controlling Western guy. And we will see how it goes. I guess United States Marines can be considered a Clint Eastwood team.
yeah. So Saga River, probably gonna see hill camping near dojo. I don't know. But that might be the case.
Well, actually, watched the replays. I even casted replays of both players before, but they both have such a... How should I say? I can't really say anything special about their playstyles. Certainly very stable, solid players, but they play balanced builds, from what I can tell. A little bit line-oriented, but there is nothing that I can call a signature move. So it's kind of difficult to remember how they play. I can't do it on the spot.
Well, if you have a signature move, that can be a weakness. Because
sometimes, but I mean, some people still have a very distinguished play styles. I mean, for example, even Luvma, when you think about him, well, when he was in a good shape, you still could have relatively, he had a very nice way of pushing on all sides and retreating when it's needed. And it's kind of felt different when he did it. When I watch replay, sometimes player does the same things uh, again and again in different games, and you feel like it's working for him. And sometimes people just win somehow by better micro, by something. But yeah, signature move can be a weakness. It certainly become a weakness for Twitchy because everyone bringing spoiled rations against him.
Probably Imperial Guard Cow.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, so like if you bring Spear Levy to block Twitchy's rush, because Twitchy's rush is infantry based, so like he doesn't have as strong cavalry. He has 4 Yari keys and like an Imperial Guard Cav, I think. That's what he gets. If I
Well,
remember
for
correctly.
uh, usually he took 5 milli cavalry at least, from what I remember.
Wow.
Uh, Decently vetted ones, but 5 cavalry, is it a lot in these times? Of course not.
No.
Even 7 isn't the maximum right now. Well, what did I try to say? For example, you can say that Jigs and Bane have their Yarikachi as a signature move because they take them quite a lot in a lot of games.
Yeah, I'm not sure what my signature move is because every time I do something different. Almost.
Yeah, that's certainly a thing. I can't really tell how to describe your playstyle.
Like before, I used to use like lots of cavalry, but now I do more things. Like I don't do just that.
But you see, it's kind of double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Take for example Twitchy or Murzik. They certainly have a weakness because everyone knows that Twitchy brings a rush, and everyone knows that Murzik will be bringing strong cavalry with 3 150s. But overall, because they play it so much, against an average player, they have more chances just because they know their build very well. They know how it works on different maps in different situations, and no matter what you throw against them, they know how to play against it. Well, more or less. So they can get any game into the micro game at some point.
Yeah.
Just because they have plan for any situation, more or less. So players deploying.
Yeah, so about the map, we are spectating from Caesar's point of view, and on his left flank we got farmhouse, the center shrine, and on the right workshop. So probably both players gonna be going for the shrine, contesting
and,
it very heavily.
and no one will probably get it because there is too many forests around to camp. Well, I guess I will start with Caesar's composition.
Okay.
He have quite a lot of line. He have United States Marines, and that's the only 150 range unit he have. He have 1, 2, 5 vanilla Azure Dragon forces. He actually likes this unit very much, from what I can remember. He have 4 Yariki, 2 of them level 7, 1 of them level 6. 3 of them level 7, 1 of them level 6, and he have 2 Shogunate Guard Cavalry with rank 4, and his general are Bushido Gen with gun enabled. So, line cavalry composition with 150, and he deployed with a big emphasis on his right flank. So what do we have for Alesar?
So for Alesar, he's hidden 2 cab units vanilla in the forest on his left flank, and then he's got some Black Tortoise Force, White Bear Infantry, 150 range Black Bear and Royal Marines 150 range, of course. White Bear Infantry 150
And
range.
right
White
flank
Bear
of Alesar,
Vanilla.
look at
White
it.
Bear Vanilla.
He
Yeah.
got revolver cavalry charged. Oh man, game is already started with a big hit on Alesar's funds.
But Caesar has the better cavalry, and that engagement
Yep,
should be going much better for him than for
Alesar,
Alistar.
yes, certainly. And
Yeah.
Caesar actually getting his line near the shrine in position. Oh man, flanking shots started. And look how line of Alesar isn't shooting at this cavalry blob. Why is this white bears aren't shooting? Finally, they're getting first shots, but
But
cavalry got
yeah,
them. Oh, this is looking very bad for Alesar right now.
yeah, I think
But
that
I think
was
Caesar
there.
have to disengage his cavalry right now.
If he
That
keeps
would be a
going,
smart move.
yeah, otherwise he'll lose it because of that white bear in the forest.
Yeah.
So
But at the same time, look how he is pushing between dodges. He completely demolished right flank of Alesar and now pushing in the middle.
and more of his cap coming in as well, so
Yeah, revolver cavalry come back from routing.
it might help a little bit, but it's getting shot at by Caesar's general.
And look how both players basically lost their cavalry. Well, maybe
But
two cavalry units
yeah,
left for Caesar. But the main thing is, now Caesar have his line flanking, and his line didn't get any
yeah,
casualties while flanking.
and Alisar's cav I mean Alisar's infantry are just so disorganized right now. They're melee with cavalry. Well, they were in melee with Caesar's cav. And the game, I think it's gonna be
It's
close
over,
to
yeah.
ending. Yeah.
But Alesar may actually get general of Caesar using his revolver cavalry, but no, he will not. And well, the only advantage Alesar have right now is his uphill and forest position. We will see if he can use it effectively.
The enemy general is dead.
The enemy general is dead. Would that be Alisar's?
Yeah, because Caesar's certainly alive.
Yeah.
And I think maybe Caesar shouldn't have pushed his right flank so hard. He doesn't have an advantage on the right flank,
Yeah.
so he should
Well,
have just won the middle
but
before.
I still think it's gonna turn out okay for him though. Even
It should be.
yeah.
His cavalry coming around is at Yariki, and it will be back charging a line of Alesar now.
And you can see now that Marines are targeting Alisar's white bears.
Your men are running, sir.
Now the cav of Caesar's coming in. Back order on that black tortoise. Let's see how much the charge does. Ooh, insane charge.
Quite a lot, 40 men in one charge.
And routes the black tortoise. Shattered.
Is assured, sir.
And this is good game. So Caesar takes the first game.
Fast and easy. And you see how, because of deployment idea, they kind of have a similar length of the front. So despite having more line units, Alesar kind of didn't have line advantage. At least he didn't wait to use it. And his wave formation weren't effective. For quite a long time, his line weren't shooting at this cavalry blob. And at the beginning, he just didn't react. I mean, he had a cavalry hidden in the forest. Caesar discovered his cavalry, charged it, and Alesar still didn't react to that. Which is very strange.
Just Caesar's cav. Pretty damn efficient.
Well, at least he got 4 cavalry units over the 100. And they're certainly more effective than his line, but that's what you would expect. And for Alesar, I would say the main problem is that his revolver cavalry didn't do any significant damage, and 2 of his white bears as well. Well, games like that, I'm not sure if Caesar have any strategical advantage. He, I think, won because of that mistake on Alesar part.
Yeah. Kind of cost him the game. Yeah, it really went downhill from there for him.
His line wasn't prepared on that flank. He lost very expensive revolver cavalry unit, and that revolvers, they were his main bet in a cavalry fight. He probably planned to stop Caesar's cavalry using his vanilla hierarchy and shoot it from the back. But
Yeah.
he couldn't.
The way I asked the players to change, well, one of them at least to change the mont color because so the viewers can understand more of what's going on and us as well.
But I'm not sure that they noticed it so far. Maybe they still watching statistic?
Perhaps. After this match, there'll be Khan Asparuk versus Agony Duck, but I'm not sure who is gonna be able to stream it because, like, Khan would prefer it if no Agony player would stream it. Like,
Pointman killing me. For the motherland! За родину! За Сталина! Oh man.
Right, so probably Alesar or Master P is gonna stream that game between Khan Asparuk or Duck. I mean Khan Asparuk and Duck, not Khan Asparuk or Duck. Well, looks like both players still setting up their armies. And an interesting thing to point out is that Alesar is level 10 Gold Star, but Caesar is, I can't see his levels because of my screen resolution. Can you?
You mean
Yeah, like his
8
level.
gold.
Okay, because I couldn't see because of the screen resolution.
I actually tried to record in full screen with downscaling to 720p, and it looks decent. Maybe I will switch to that mod. Because encoding still kinda destroys the quality of a picture.
Yeah. Well, just waiting for both players, and surprisingly, they didn't try and camp one of the hills. But yeah, like normally that's works best against the melee rush. That kind of tactic.
I'm sorry, what kind of tactic?
Camping the hill with lines. It works best against melee rush because they have to charge uphill.
Yeah, but I kinda remember on some beta tournaments, someone tried to do that on Saga River, and Twitch just rushed through the river, through the hill. One problem, if you still need some melee on this map, otherwise you can't really kite on this hill, because once your opponent gets close enough, you have nowhere to run.
That's true.
So you need something to stop it.
But thing is though that if you bring like I don't know, like spear levy or something. You can really stop a melee rush. It's just so so nice, especially if you get to rally the spear levy before they rout.
Hmm. Actually, how long rally works? 20 seconds?
Not sure exactly.
Because if it's 20 seconds, it's actually a good idea to pop a rally at the very beginning and just forget about that. Because in 20 seconds against melee rush, you win or you lose if you have nowhere to run.
Yep. The game is starting, or at least we're just loading into the deployment phase.
And our players say that they will, at least Alesar,
No,
probably will change his
I
mod.
I just thought about something cool. Like imagine if you were sent straight into the deployment phase and that's where you bought units. Like you would make an army there. That
I
would be
thought about
funny.
that. It's like, you know, how in these MOBA games, teams pick heroes one by one. So first game picks
Yeah,
champions, and next game, next team. And I thought that maybe something along this order, like
yeah,
you can pick half of a team of your army, and the opponent can see it. Well, at least he can see that you have an infantry, and
yeah.
that may solve the problem with the builds because you both have a little bit chance for tweaking.
Yeah, it sounds like an interesting thing to
But
do.
it might break the dynamic of the game, so it's always difficult for a game designer to do something like that because you're kind of breaking this immersive feeling of battlefield. So it's kind of it really becoming a match instead of a battle. So
Yeah,
I don't know how to do it easily. That's why a good game designer is a very highly paid people. It isn't easy.
that choice is hard to make.
Yeah, and you know it's like there is no right or wrong choice. It's how you present it. For example, for making any change in Total War game, you have to present it right to all this. Oh man, people will hate me, but all these single player retards. If you read the single player portion of a forum, all their ROM 2 suggestions, they are so stupid. Sometimes when I want to, if my mood is
Yeah.
too good and I want to make it a little bit worse, I just go and read those threads.
Alright, but we have a game starting right now, so I'm
Okay.
gonna go over Alesar's build. He's got white bears on his right flank, Marines 150, then white bear vanilla, black bear infantry as well, then more Marines in the center, Azure Dragon Force, black bears, white bears, and black bears. Then one spear levy unit, and his general, of course. Well, actually, his command gun. So he has altered his build, and he's got also 4 Yariki that he just showed to his opponent, vanilla, all of them. So interesting choice, and that's his build basically.
And for Caesar, it seems that he had basically the same build. He have Royal Marines instead United States Marines, but he have the same amount of cavalry, 2 Shogun Guard cavalry level 4, 4 Yariki level 6, 7 or 8, oh, more or less randomly upgraded, and his general is the same, Bushido general with gun enabled, so he decided not to change build that is working. And actually I'm starting to remember this one, and maybe signature move of Caesar is that he never brings spear levies to support his line. He prefers to use strong cavalry and bets on his ability to counter charge. But built like this have one disadvantage, I would say. The cheapest Mitchell he have is Azuro Dragon Force. So if at some point he have to move in, he have nothing to bait first volley.
Oh, he's gonna
Yeah.
try and come in now. He's gonna engage that Azure, but it's kind of a nice
Angle.
angle for him, yeah, because he can engage one unit with two of his. But actually,
Oh,
the other
no.
one, is it firing?
Yes, United States Marines started firing as well. And for some reason, I don't see Alesar's name when I scout his units. It's blank for me.
Yeah, it's bugged. I have the same issue.
Well, in this small exchange, it's surprisingly close. Alesar got only 10 man advantage in kills. But now, Caesar's starting to make a mistake.
Oh, I
afraid.
don't. Well, looks like
He's
Alestar's
charging.
not gonna get a charge off. I mean, a shot off before Caesar's units come in. So I think this might actually turn out to be okay for Caesar.
Yeah, just because of the cavalry. He's
Yeah.
losing lion fight significantly. But he's look, mass rout going on for Alesar, and his left flank collapsed. What a nice charge!
Yeah, Alesar couldn't even get like a volley off. Like he got half a volley off into that cavalry. It was nice.
Look at the spear levies at Alesar's. They are completely out of position. What are they
but-
doing there on the river? I don't really know.
Yeah, but at least they're holding up the cap for a little bit. But Still,
Kind of zoning them out, right?
yeah, it already seems like the game is pretty much
Over,
over,
yeah.
if you ask me. Once again, that decisive move in the beginning.
If you look at the Marines, actually, initially United States Marines of Alesar were shooting at Azuro Dragon Force, so Caesar's Marines, Royal Marines, got a much better state. And interestingly enough, I don't know. Look at the United States Marines of Alesar. They have suppression fire over them, but I don't see any units on Caesar's part. Oh, okay. Caesar got suppression fire for his level 5 Royal Marines. Interesting choice. Oh, and Alesar have infantry the Marines, but they are completely ineffective. They didn't kill anything.
Yeah.
Kind of very one-sided game again.
Yeah, it's just everything was decided in the beginning of the game. Like
But-
Caesar with like a very strong showing of skill in these two games. Be able to
Yeah.
decide things so quickly.
Well, not only a skill, but he's built a little bit more balanced, I should say. He have a stability of a line and the killer
and,
power of a line, and
his-
he still have tools to attack.
Yeah, his timing is always so good. It
Well,
seems,
in these two games.
at least, yeah.
But it's not as easy as it might seem. He still got a very huge advantage. But if we look at the deployment, he have 400 men less, so it's a little bit scary.
He did only lose 40 men. 400, not 40.
And it feels
450.
like he was really preparing for this map, for this exact map, because it's the second time he's charging and his cavalry didn't get shot at. Look at this.
Yeah.
6 cavalry units on the first place, each of them got at least 130 kills. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And that is because left flank of Alesar mass routed almost immediately. Well, it's what, like 10 or 50 seconds? 15, yep.
So, yeah, Alesar's units, none of them killed anything whatsoever.
Yeah, and it's a... I would say it's a lot to... it's a little bit difficult to say yet, but it's starting to look like a build advantage.
Yeah.
At
well,
least Caesar knows how to use his build strong points better than Alesar.
crazier things have happened, so maybe a comeback from Alesar.
And if we go a little bit back in time, and remember a very close game between Duck and Killerfish on Waterfalls, Caesar basically used the same build idea. Well, he have Marines for 150, but I remember Duck bringing 6 line units at the time. He had 2 Vermilion Bird Force with our 4 Black Tortoise Force and a strong cavalry. So it was kind of very stable build because it still had infantry that is scary. But he didn't bring any spears or shogitais. I don't know, it's difficult to say what main weakness of this build should be, but I guess cavalry heavy melee rush would be a weak point of
Yeah.
Caesar's build.
That's true. And I've been thinking about something like I think there's such a thing called being too flexible, because you have all these builds and all these good builds and stuff, but like you don't know how to use them properly, like in all
Yes.
situations. So like
And
maybe you prepared them specifically for something, but then if you face something else, then you don't know how to deal with it with the build you just brought. So
and really it requires such a different mindset. I mean,
Yeah.
playing with line and playing with as a melee rush, it's such a different feeling. And timings of when units fight and die, how fast they kill, it's completely different.
yeah.
So it's
So-
it's more difficult to adapt. But I think everyone have to be able to play melee rush and line, at least that. I don't think people can really learn to play cavalry that easily, because it's a game of one mistake. You do a mistake with a cavalry as an attacker, you lose.
Yeah.
But having variety always helps. I usually do it on a weekly basis. I kind of go 1 week line heavy, 1 week melee heavy, on a ladder, I mean, just to keep things fresh.
Yeah. But as you saw in my games against Taiko, like in the first 2 games, I did very well because
I
he.
only saw first 2 games.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it. I'm
Okay.
going to watch it later. And actually, when we were watching it, I was kind of casting it in a Steam chat. And as I told that time, I think that's actually a very good example of how you should micro. A lot of people, and me for example, almost don't use minimap to control movement of opponent's cavalry. So I kind of move my camera too much. And I like how you keep your camera almost static most of the time, and almost you rarely change the angle. And I think it actually good, because it's easier for you to aim your mouse when you're moving your
Yeah.
units.
It's true.
So it's kind of a good tutorial, micro tutorial, or at least one way to control your army, I think.
Yep.
And I'm completely ignoring what is happening in the chat, but it seems no one really typing anything.
Yep.
Okay. And the main dojo of this map, well, the only interesting dojo is probably archery and maybe workshop. And they both on the lower ground. workshop in the middle, and we have farmhouse on a higher ground. And it's not that interesting for the players, I guess. Interestingly enough, Caesar do not use Shinobi in form at all. His build is such a versatile in two players games. He do not really care for his opponent's build at the beginning. He's ready to play his own game. Very confident. Okay, and game is starting, and as we can see, both players decided to ignore the lower ground. Despite the dodges, they going for higher ground with their main
But
infantry forces
actually, Caesar is gonna get the archery dojo.
with his
sure.
cavalry.
Yeah.
And if we look at it, Alesar have no cavalry at all. A lot of spears, a lot of line, some sugar. It's full melee, full infantry corps. But let's go over the units. Only 5 cavalry units for Caesar. For Yariki, differently upgraded, all higher than 7. Level 6 Shogunate Guard Cavalry. 4 line units. United States Marines. The only 150 range unit. And 2 Azure Dragon Forces. And 3 Shogitais for him. Level 3 each. With upgrades in melee attack. And
Shogitai is about to get shot.
Yep,
Yeah.
they are. And for some reason he got defense upgrade for them. Interesting choice. I would go for morale.
And Shogitai is gonna
Oh.
go down. I
Yeah.
don't think this attack's gonna be too successful by Caesar.
Yeah, but basically Elisar is using a box, some sort of, and yeah, well, it's kind of situation where you have a cavalry advantage.
Oh,
As a Caesar, you would want to wait a little bit and move your cavalry around.
and look at how the center of Caesar's line is collapsing. His marines are dying.
It kind of feels over already.
Yeah. Again.
I mean, he invested in
Amazing.
cavalry so much, but decided to start attack while his cavalry were away. I don't know why he attacked.
Yeah, maybe he was too confident. I don't know what to say. And marines are out of battle.
And maybe it happened the thing you were talking about. It seems that Caesar don't play with the Shogitais that much, probably. So maybe he wasn't really understanding how he should play it over with his melee.
Yeah.
At least it feels that way, certainly. And that is why you want to have a Shinobi Informer. He clearly wasn't expecting infantry corps. Because it's kind of like he didn't knew what to do with his cavalry. But, well, this game is over and it will be completely one-sided, like first 2 games. But they were one-sided in
so
Caesar's favor.
General has sustained a terrible injury, but he will
I think Alesar picked a nice build for this map for what he wanted to do.
Yeah, but I still think that Caesar got nice chances, but I don't know. His cavalry. It was ridiculously bad timing this time. I don't even know how to explain it in better words. And that's what I was talking about cavalry heavy play. Sometimes you're risking too much. So 900 man difference in deployed, and even if Alesar had no spears at all, Caesar still would have gotten a very hard time breaking that mass. And it was like, let's see, 3 150 range units for Alesar, 2 Imperial Infantry, and the Royal Marines. And for Caesar, surprisingly, one of his Shogitais did nice amount of kill, but others, two of his Shugitais were completely destroyed. His cavalry were useless. Yeah, nothing to discuss here, really. It's like Caesar didn't expect this build, he didn't have a plan against it. And actually, when something like this happens, my advice would be to slow things down. You don't know how to win against your opponent from a first glance. You see such a infantry-heavy, stable build. Forget about facing him right away. Give him up better ground. It's okay. Let him be. You will get more chances if you try to play an evasive game, if you try to use your mobility. So it's kind of, when you go into the battle, no matter what your opponent brings, you have to always remember what is strong point of your build. You have cavalry. Even if he have a lot of spears, it doesn't matter that you should charge him. Position your cavalry all around, because he doesn't have his own cavalry to charge to get you, and make a stress on different directions, and that will make his front line shorter because he have to control his back. Unfortunately, Caesar rushed things, and maybe I guess he really underestimated Alesar after first two games. First two games were kind of very one-sided.
It would be interesting if it happens to Caesar too. What happened to me would be,
Well, we will see
yeah.
How stable-minded he is. It's always difficult. Right now, he might be thinking, there's different scenarios. He might be thinking that it's only a build that won Alesar the game. Or maybe he's thinking, I don't know. This is certainly the game that Caesar lost, not the game Alesar won. Because Alesar didn't do anything actively, aside from choosing the build. It's like Caesar went and break his neck himself.
So it's time to see how players would change their plans, maybe.
Well, on a place of Caesar, I would try to slow things down. Even on picking composition, I would ask for a couple of minutes BO break.
Yeah.
It's always, I think it's always a good idea when you were winning and suddenly lost the game to just open the window, take a good breath.
Well, I had a bio break after I won my first two games.
Maybe that break is the move. But still, sometimes you don't want to stay. You can't stay focused too long. Sometimes you need to throw away what's in the past and take a cleaner look at what is happening.
Yeah. I'm still so mad about that match because I should have won it.
Well, that's why we need these tournaments. Statistically, you might be a better player if we look at the ladder, if we look at how many tournaments you won actually. But at this small amount of time, Taika proved to be a little bit more focused. But at last game, I didn't watch it, but I know that you brought a rush built on a rice field.
Yes.
Killerfish style. This is killing me. I still remember the time when Twitch brought Miller Rush on a rice field and won against Duck, but I don't think you can do it consistently. I don't believe that.
Well, Caesar is ready, so it's time we see what he's gonna be doing.
And now it's a hard, actually psychologically it should be a very difficult choice for Alesar right now, just because his build worked so well in the previous game, but it's basically surprise build. So if Caesar brings, for example, Imperial Guard Cavalry, and Alesar brings the same build, Alesar would be screwed.
Not necessarily, but it would be
But
helpful. Yeah.
overall, it would be much more difficult for him because his builds still have a lot of weak points, in a sense. And on waterfalls, I mean, when you bring so many infantry, you can't really spread that too much because you will have like two separate contingents, and the opponent, if he has a cavalry, can focus his forces on one
Yeah.
part of your army and kill it.
I wouldn't use like full infantry because Alesar is attacking now anyway, so if I were him I wouldn't use full infantry again. I wouldn't use the same build that he just used just because he's attacking, and I don't know how well he's gonna be able to attack with the full infantry build because it's more suited for defensive play. I think what he did was like really good to counter Caesar perhaps, and it's also nice for like a one-time thing as you said, but and it only works for if you're defending. If you're attacking, I think you'd have a lot of issues with that build.
Yep. And I think Caesar's build have one kind of weakness, maybe. I don't know how to put it. Well, as any build with heavy melee cavalry, he does not have many tools to deal with flanking Yarikachi, for example. One strong flanking Yarikachi can, at least on this map, or even Spear Levy, I don't know, Alesar can actually opt to control one dojo and use spear, kind of two Spear Levies to get two other dojos, and Caesar would be having problems dealing with that.
Yeah.
Because his line isn't that mobile and he doesn't have a shooting cavalry. I mean, it's a weakness only because he never used it so far. But we will see.
Yeah, we'll see what Alesar is planning to do. Caesar 2.
And, well, I guess Caesar already got it, so it will not be... I will not spoil anything if I tell that. Alesar actually having a point in reconnaissance, and Caesar probably know it because he hidden all his forces in a forest at the beginning, but he was a little bit too slow. Interesting choice on Alesar part, and so far, again, interestingly enough, Caesar... Well, actually, in first two games, Caesar did make Alesar pay for having such a weak general. But Alesar playing very safe with his avatar bodyguard, not losing it too much.
So, for the dojos, I don't think we mentioned them. Highlands, Farmhouse, Middle,
Well, we did in the
Workshop,
previous game.
and Archery Dojo, the other flank, but yeah, they didn't change. It was
Yeah,
nobody
this is
else's
the same
fault.
position.
Yeah.
Okay, Caesar. So far, Caesar showing only 3 units to Shugitai's level
Yeah.
3 Spear Levies.
I think he thinks that the Shogitai he's over there is hidden, but it's
Hidden
not.
in the back, but it's not. Yeah. Well, that happens a lot. Killerfish did the same mistake with his Imperial Guard cavalry with 150 range when he played against Myth.
Oh,
Okay, they're really taking their time. And, well, that means I can really scout Alesar's army.
so game is gonna be starting, I believe.
Okay, they both ready. And Alesar have very interesting formation, I should say. And as well, yet again, he took a very interesting decision to go with the same build. No matter how scary it is, he has 3 150 range units, Blackbears and Infantry the Marine and United States Marines. He have 2 Shogitais, level 4 and level 1, which I don't understand, but probably he have some not enough veterans. He have 4 spear levies, and kinda 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vanilla Azure Dragon Force, Black Tortoise Force, White Bear. So some mix of them.
Yeah, and is that his build?
Yep.
That's it. Yeah. So for Caesar, we've got a melee rush. He's got capturing the workshop, 2 Yariki, both rank 7. And he's coming down with Yarikachi and the Shogitai. Yarikachi level 2, Shogitai level 3. General is Gun Bushido, of course. Then he's got 2 spear levies, near the farmhouse, and 2 Shogitai units, rank 3, both of them. Also some Yarikachi and another Yarikachi unit, rank 2. Then he's got Yari up on the top. He's got Shogun Garkav rank 4, Yariki rank 7, and I think he's hiding
Alesar
something, but
positioned his infantry the marine very, very bad.
he's about to lose his marine unit.
Yeah, and you see how badly his 150 range units in the middle. He didn't move spear levies to support them yet.
But is Caesar gonna pay too much for that marine unit, because he's gonna lose 2 cav units? So
Yep.
and his marines are still alive, while Caesar's cav is pretty much dead.
Caesar does the same mistake actually that Killerfish did and that Taika did against you in the first game. He is rushing through the choke point. I mean, you don't want to really make your... This is over for... It's no way that Caesar can win this.
Yeah.
Just because of the way he is rushing. Look at this. It's so easy for Alesar to control this choke point using his own Shogitais. No way this will work.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be 2-2.
And yeah, we can clearly see that Caesar do not have much experience with the melee rushes. And he does not have much experience playing against infantry core builds. But
And ZRT charging in from the back, probably gonna get shot to pieces. They're gone, they're entangled in those spear levies.
And clearly there is some mind games were going on, while Caesar thought that Alesar would not be ballsy enough to bring the same build. And Alesar saw that probably Caesar would think that I will not bring the same build. And he did it. Sometimes you want to be simple. And despite getting good work of this infantry de marine, destroying them, overall Caesar lost too much steam doing that.
Well, he lost 2 cavalry units and was it Shogun Guard Cav, I think, and then the marine was still at half strength, so it didn't totally kill it.
And he's losing his Shogitais completely. It's over.
Charging
now
cav into spear levy, not gonna work.
Yep. Actually, who is defending this game?
Caesar is the defender in this game, I think. Yeah. So
Okay.
interesting choice to rush a defender.
Well, I really don't feel like this is a rush map.
Yeah.
At least if you decide to do it on a high ground. On lower ground, in the middle between Archery Dodge and Workshop, there is a nice hill terrain with a forest. This is a good place to rush. But overall, your opponent have a river. He can get through the river back and stop your rush. And in the high ground, it's basically choke point. And rushing through the choke point is always a bad idea.
I think if you took your time, you could go up top with some units, some melee maybe, and come from the back. I don't know. Maybe. So you would be charging downhill into his lines if he
But-
decides to send units there.
This rush could have worked, but he basically put him in even a worse choke point.
Yeah.
It's like, shoot me, I don't care. And it was... even thought Alesar had 2 Shogitais. At the beginning, only 1 Shogitai was enough to completely seal that choke point rush. So, 2-2, surprisingly.
Yeah. So once again, Alesar barely lost anything and killed more than Caesar did, though.
Clearly, these 2 games are just better builds. And we can see that what can do lack of variety in builds may do with you. Caesar does not know how to play melee rush, at least on waterfalls. And at least against such an infantry heavy build. I think it should be part of training. You should train against infantry heavy builds before any tournament, at least against line heavy builds. Because even if Alesar bring just 50 beers, but well, rules will not allow him, but let's imagine. How do you deal with that?
Thing is though that I've seen Alesar using this kind of build before, so
Because it's
like-
strong.
yeah, and it's not like this is the first time he used it. So Caesar should have expected something like this. Like not necessarily expected, but should have known how to deal with it once it's there.
Yeah, at least prepared.
Yeah.
But I mean, no matter what build are you trying to use, if you are not kind of super risky build, you need to have plan to face heavy cavalry, to face a melee rush, and to face line spam at least, because this is 3 very widely used playstyles. So no matter what build you bring, you need to know how to play against these 3 styles. And if your opponent brings a balanced build, well, it will all be about the micro. Well, Majutsu saying that line builds work better on a waterfall.
Yeah.
I guess so, but the problem with line builds that on waterfalls it's very difficult to obtain map control without splitting your army in such a way that part of your army would be easily destroyable.
Yeah, I think they work better, but only as the defender, I would say. If you're
Yeah.
the attacker, it's not that good.
And of course, if your opponent bring infantry heavy build as well, then you would probably have an advantage. But I don't know, if it's, let's say, 4 strong hierarchy and you have no cavalry, you certainly would be in disadvantage, because it would be so easy for your opponent to focus part of your force when you splitted them.
Yeah.
Well, and you should understand that it really depends on mindset. I rarely think as a defender. All of my opinions are kind of attack opinions. And if you
Yeah.
watch at my games, my recordings, I always play a little bit too aggressively than I should, I think. But that's how I feel like playing.
So just waiting for both players on rice fields. Maybe Caesar will go for a belly rush and it's gonna fail.
Well, I don't think so.
That would be just hilarious. But yeah, I think there's like maybe a 10%
Well,
chance of him doing that.
there is always decent chance that one of them will bring 150 range tosser riflemen, 175 range, because it's not that uncommon in Russian community. So we may see something like
Yeah.
that.
We may see artillery.
Yeah, and we certainly may expect some sort of very spammy build, like 10 or more lion units. It's certainly a possibility. Well, because it's rice fields map, I hate, pretty much hate, because it has all disadvantages, all the features of a bad map. It's small. It has choke points because of the dodges, and it's flat. It's kind of, what is good about that? You can't really flank here if your opponent have a spammy build. Actually, thought about how do you make a very big maps. I mean, the main problem with the big maps is that well, there is no actually disadvantages if you have key point gameplay. Oh, I talked about this so much, but why not talk about that again? It would be very cool to see a big map with key buildings in the middle. So if some player decides to redline camp, he will lose all dodges and lose the game. And if someone wants to go for the dodges, he has to be prepared that he will be easily flanked, because there is always some place to flank. And some maps, like take for example, let's say Kawaba River. It's just someone can just go to the hill and cap that dodger, and there is no way to flank him. It's just stupid map, I believe. It's stupid.
So game is starting. I'm excited to see how the series is gonna end. It's been pretty one-sided on both sides thus far.
Yup. Exchange of, how would you call it? Okay, I don't know how you would call it, because my English vocabulary is too poor for that. And we have a new meme for Pointman. Let's take a look. Okay, we will send it into the main chat. Oh man.
Yeah, and Pointman is saying that he thinks Alesar can't pull a Taiko.
We will see, we will see. Well, I think there is a kind of some players better suited for wide maps where can keep your forces together, and I think Caesar is a little bit better on such an environment.
I think so too.
Because waterfalls, basically, it's such a difficult map to read, so it's almost random.
And Caesar is ready.
Because of his composition and the way he plans to use it.
And yeah, Alesar seems ready. The game's probably gonna be starting. And there we go. This game is starting, so
I guess I will go with Caesar's build. And you have 5 vanilla Azure Dragon forces and 3 our units. United States Marines, Royal Marines, and vanilla Vermilion Bird Force. His cavalry are 4 Yariki with 2 of them with rank 7 and 2 of them rank 8. His general is the same Bushido Gen with gun enabled. And he already getting 2 dodges.
but it's gonna be a question of whether he's gonna be able to hold them or not. As we see, for Alesar, he's also got a line heavy build. Pretty much expected on this map. He's got 4 Yariki though, and all his Yarikis are vanilla, so nothing. They're not very expensive. He's got on his left flank Black Lord's Force. White Bear's 150, in the center United States Marines 150, Black Bear's 150 again. Royal Marines 150 and White Bear's 150. So basically he's got weaker cav but stronger infantry. Even though his infantry isn't as, I don't think, does he have as many? Yeah, I think 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for Caesar. As for Alesar, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
8, 8,
6,
the
7,
same.
8. Yeah,
But 5 150s.
yeah, so that's a lot of 150s. I think Alesar is gonna be able to use that to his effect. I mean, that's what he needs to do to win this. That's his advantage.
This time Caesar playing it smarter than on Waterfalls. He is actually trying to make use of his cavalry in such a way that you always make use of your cavalry. He is flanking.
I think this is gonna be.
I think he shouldn't have flanked with all 4 of them. First of all, he's engaging in a bad angle. He will get a volley. Oh man, this is awful angle. And I think he should have left. There is no volley! How? What is happening?
Why is there no volley?
Black Tortoise Force didn't shoot.
But this is gonna go very well for Caesar at this point.
Right
though,
now, yeah. But how did it... No, I can't understand. This is a line of sight bug or something.
And now he's gonna go into the U.S. Marines and
Yeah.
totally force Alesar off balance. Alesar is already.
I think we may as well call the game at this point.
Caesar should have this.
Because the general of Alesar will not survive this. That's for certain. Yeah. Well, we will see. Maybe, I don't know. If Caesar rushes this, he may actually lose a line exchange in the middle. Because Alesar already got archery dojo. But this is strange.
Oh, he's gonna go into the Marines, and is the Marine unit? Oh,
they will shoot. They shoot. Okay, but now they shoot it from the flank. Yeah, Alesar in a big troubles. I should say.
Flank, losing men, like has to turn around like right now. All his units face the new threat. But
and Caesar sacrificed this cavalry unit, but he got a very good position for his line. He bought himself time to move in. But I still, my mind is just cannot take it. How that Black Tortoise Force didn't shoot near the SWAT dodger? How is it possible? I don't know. I hope. Oh, and I'm forgetting to save replace. I certainly need to save this one.
Well, it's not 100% over, but Caesar still has his cav, so that's helpful. Wait, let's count the 150s. 1, 2, 3, 4 150s for Alesar. That's for Caesar. 1, 2, 3. No, Caesar has two 150s. So actually, Alesar does have that edge. He can skirmish if he wants to.
Yeah, but Caesar certainly have a flanking power right now, and not only cavalry flanking. But now he can flank with line. And he can move in.
Oh, yes, he's gonna do it now.
But I think right now for Caesar, smartest thing to do would be to move his cavalry near the SWAT dodger. You see this Black Tortoise Force in the forest. they are the main obstacle because it's very difficult to kill them using a line. And if Caesar put his cavalry
Yeah.
closer, he can move in with the line, and this Black Tortoise force, they will shoot at the Caesar's line, and Caesar's cavalry can kill them then. But
Yeah.
he certainly doesn't. He wants to play it near the archery dojo.
It's still gonna be tough for Caesar to close it out because surprisingly the game isn't over despite that
Yeah.
very good engagement. Because Caesar ended up losing his cav, so didn't manage to preserve his cav. Because if he did, like, he would have been able to close this out surely. Wait,
And I
is
think,
Alesar gonna get a shot off? No, or is he?
and you see, I think Caesar
Yes.
isn't using his line as effective as he could have. Alesar does not have cavalry at all, so Caesar can actually split his forces and put them much wider. For example, look at his United States Marines. There is no reason to get these three units so close together. He can completely surround Alesar at this point. He have enough forces for that.
But-
Now Knights moving in the middle, getting flanking shots at the Royal Marines, and now when they're moving, Caesar got enough time to move in, and he pushed Alesar away from archery dojo, and he will get a volley. Yes, he did.
Oh, that's
Oh,
very
nice
good
play
move.
here. Nice line play.
It's decimated that Royal Marine unit. It's down to 100 men.
Well, not decimated, but certainly
Yeah.
got 35 men for free,
Yeah, and
which is a lot.
so right now it seems as if Caesar is going to be able to push Alesar away from all the dojos. Workshop is still held by Alesar, but it's so hard for him to hold anything.
But right now, I think Caesar have enough tools to win this game. So for him, it's like a puzzle he have to solve.
Yeah.
It's not about the builds or anything right now. Caesar have an advantage in terms of flanking capability.
Oh, what is
question
Alesar doing with his marines? He's gonna get shot at. His marines on
Which
his
one?
left flank.
United States
Yeah,
Marines.
he's getting flanked. Oh, is he gonna be
And now Alesar doing it. Look at this.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
moving his cavalry to get hit at this Black Tortoise forces in the forest, which is
What?
the main obstacle right now. At the same time, Alesar moving his Royal Marines near the archery dojo and getting shot at the Azure Dragon Force.
Actually, Caesar isn't being decisive enough. Now he's gonna pull back, but he's gonna take 2 volleys.
Yeah, well, he kind of bought himself 2 dodges again.
Yeah.
Now Alesar completely given up middle, but at the couple more shots at Royal Marines of Alesar.
Yeah, I think he could like
Timer.
3 more men or something. I don't know.
Time is on now.
Well, I do think that Alesar could potentially take back the dojo. And
Yeah,
Alesar's marines could get flanked. No, they aren't getting flanked.
I'm surprised that Caesar does not use these kind of rivers to hide his 125 range line. He could have done it near the archery dojo, I think. Well, he kind of did, but part of his units are still visible. I think.
The Black Tortoise force of wait, what is Alesar doing? He's rushing his marines too far ahead. No, is he gonna get shot off? He might. No, he isn't. Oh yes, he is into that Azure Dragon Force. Well, he keeps killing more and more of Caesar's
near the
men.
archery dojo, actually.
Whoa, great volley by Alesar's White Bears.
Yep.
That killed a few men. So actually, Alesar might be turning this around a bit. It looks like. Oh, another volley.
Well,
Oh.
there is 2 units. If you take a look near the workshop,
Yeah.
this Vermilion Bird Force and Azure Dragon Force do not have much meaning there. I think 1 unit would be enough. So Caesar basically wasting his time. He could have already flanked with 1 or 2 units, because Alesar have no cavalry. Why not flank him? Why not surround him around?
Alesar will end up taking the archery dojo again.
Yep. And timer is off, and Caesar have to start everything again. And I don't like how he playing it. He have a numbers advantage, and he have to use it, because he certainly doesn't have a range advantage.
Yeah, he needs to spread out his units more. Like he's just keeping all of them clumped up, and that's not how you play against the guy who has more 150s than you do. You have to get from an angle that he cannot cover.
Yeah,
Like-
and you want to make it in such a way that one of you 125 range units facing 150 range, and not more. Because by moving in and out, you can control him, and you can use free units that you have freed up to flank.
Yeah.
This will be a really long game, I guess.
Yeah, but Alesar keeps trying to push his 150 advantage. He may get another shot off. If he could, that would be big. He's not. He's afraid of pushing up too much, it seems. But he might end up taking the workshop if Caesar continues to be so passive. And he's gonna regain the workshop, it seems. And now Alesar gonna push up his marines to stop Caesar from giving flanking fire. There we go.
I don't. It's kind of
And
okay now. Maybe there is something will be happening. Oh, very risky engagement on Caesar pass. Well,
he has a
Okay.
lot of units, but I mean, he's gonna take casualties while going through there.
I guess he is going to take this risk. He's moving in.
But is he doing it correctly? I
No,
don't
because
think
he
so.
is actually
Yeah.
getting his Vermilion Blood Force to be shot at first, which is
what-
certainly not a good idea.
I would say Alesar could just pull back now so that he wouldn't take the volley. but
Not good, but should, because now cavalry can get in. This is a huge mistake, because staying on one place. Oh man!
it's not looking
And
as
now
good for
cavalry
Alesar
going in.
anymore.
Look at
Yeah.
this. We will see if this Yaruki can get in. No, Yaruki will no. So while Alesar in the move,
Oh, Alesar, pull back your units now.
now the question is, I think Caesar should not stop. If he stop, everything will continue again. Why back up? You paid such a high price for this. Man, this is looking like First World War. It's like,
Yeah, but Alesar is mismicroing his marines. Oh, they're about to get shot off. No, they didn't get shot at. And
and
he's
Caesar
getting
actually
shot at
doesn't
by-
get line of sight for his United States Marines, while Alesar shooting. It's interesting to say the least. This line of sight issues. Actually, right now, Caesar have small advantage, because these rice fields in the middle, they give
Yeah.
weak cover for his units.
but
They
he
have
keeps-
less.
Yeah, he keeps losing men over and over again, and this isn't a cost-efficient trade for him.
Yeah, he's too focused on dodges. Right now, he can eliminate his op.
He looks very nervous.
It's kind of. At this point, I
Marines-
just don't like how both players play. I just don't like it.
Yeah, and Alesar is getting so many free shots off. It's just everywhere, like his left flank, his middle, and his right flank. So now Caesar has a lot of units, but all of his units are so badly hurt. If you look at them, they're like, most of them are below 100, and they're like low morale units. So you get a shot off, and they're gonna rout. Definitely. And now Alesar just gonna take his time, taking the. Oh, but he's not positioning correctly. And Caesar is
Oh.
gonna try and attack once more. Let's see if that works.
Overall, this is surprising, considering that she's actually a good player, but you can see how even I can read this situation, even I can come up with some plan, and it's such an obvious plan, and it seems like he doesn't understand it.
But it looks like he might be getting the better positioning. Regardless.
It's kind. He paid too
Yeah,
high
he
price,
did.
I believe. At this point, he doesn't have number advantage. If you look at the units count,
it's true.
it's even now. And I mean, if you're going to attack anyway, why not do it earlier? This is kind of
Yeah, but
well. He might actually, surprisingly, his United States Marines. Oh, they have light cover here. So his
Yeah,
United
so-
States Marines winning against these Black Tortoise forces, Black Bears.
Oh, he needs to turn around his white bears to fire. I mean, Alesar on his left flank, and his Marines are getting flanked. I think Caesar might might be able to do this, but it's gonna be really
I'm not
difficult.
sure because
Yeah.
Alesar getting the forest now.
Oh yeah, he's in the forest.
So
That's helping out a lot, actually. And he's got Marines, but only down to 38 men. This is still really close. But thing is, Alesar's got his general closer, so his units might have better morale than Caesar's, and that's gonna.
and Caesar will lose his United States Marines, and if he's not careful, he might lose his general. This is close because units on both sides start to waver. And this is a mistake, I think, on Alesar part. He should have kept his Black Tortoise force hidden. But we will see.
I think he's still gonna end up winning this. It's looking like Alesar is gonna take it at this
And
point.
I'm absolutely confident that
Oh,
Caesar had an advantage.
what's happening? Alesar's units are really. Oh, not anymore. If he kills Caesar's gen, what is happening?
Now Caesar's Royal Marines wavering. Oh, this forest, Black Tortoise force. It all depends on them now.
Yeah, and if he gets the Royal Marines killed, oh, the Black Tortoise of Alesar just routed off the field.
Caesar got this. He should.
Yeah, if the Black Tortoise comes back though, I still think Alesar's got it. If the Black Tortoise comes back, but I don't
he
think
shouldn't.
so. Does he have rally?
Super close game,
Lily-livered coward.
Yeah,
and I should
but-
say unnecessarily close game.
Yeah, it's very close indeed, but he's gonna be able to rally the.
Yeah, he should have lower cooldown on rally,
Oh, the Black Tortoise came back. It's not over yet.
but general routed. Man, this is.
But Marines are wavering for Caesar.
But it doesn't really matter because
But he's
Just
got
the-
150 advantage over Alesar now.
and he have an hour and he wants, but well, that's more for luck than calculation, I should say.
Yeah.
So many decision mistakes made in this game, I believe. But well,
It made for
I
an
guess-
epic match.
yeah, it's definitely stronger player won this time. Caesar played better. I just believe it, and I always root for the player who bring less 150s. That's just how I am. Oh man.
It's
But
just
there
what
is-
an insanely
is-
close game.
Yeah, but there is still two questions remaining. For me, first is how this Black Tortoise force near Sword Dodger didn't shoot at the cavalry.
Yeah.
I'm still very, very
Alesar
angry
is gonna
at this
lose
game.
his tortoise right now.
But-
I think.
He's very sturdy.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to give up, but it's
His
kind of
tortoise
should be
about
over.
to get shot, so he's about to lose it. Or are they? No, they
And as you
still
can
have-
see, Royal Marines a little bit slower than this Black Tortoise force. I don't really understand what Alice are doing. Well, now he is just walking.
He's gonna lose his tortoise now. Any second. If Alesar pulls off a win out of this, I'll be
And I
damned.
actually want to do something like a poll in
there it
in the
goes.
chat, and it's a 1 for cezar013. And I want to ask you guys if you agree with us on the matter that Caesar could have actually played this better by flanking, because I'm
Yeah.
starting to question myself. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
No.
he took the right approach, which I
I think
don't
you're
think so.
right. Yeah, I think you're right. If you have always, if you have like an additional line, you want to use that additional line to provide an angle of fire that you cannot cover.
Yep. And this time they brought. Look at this. The bullet, the same. Enemy kills and losses almost the same. Super close game with a very close manpower, but it was how do you call it? The funds were focused on different places. Caesar focused on upgrades for his cavalry, and Alesar focused on upgrades for his line. Super close game.
Indeed.
And I think Alesar could have won, but he really played like all of his 150 range units were the same. That's a mistake. Your marines are still more important. So you don't want to like couple of times I have seen Alesar fighting 1v1 with his Blackbeards against United States Marines of Caesar, for example. And that's not an exchange you would win,
Sure.
I guess.
But that should be it for us now. Thank you for watching. I'm not sure who's going to be streaming the Khan versus Duck game, but
It's Master P, I guess.
okay. So I'll see you guys later, and thank you for co-casting with me, Zurich.
Thank you for
Do you have
casting it.
anything else to say to the stream?
I guess. See you guys later.
Yep.